and welcome back to Lessons Learned. I'm Sherry, and this is Monday Quilt Chat. I'm here to chat with you about all of the quilty things, everything that's went on in the last few days since we talked on Friday. But it's been an interesting weekend. I'll just say that, very interesting. Not my typical, come up here and work on a project piecing, sewing rows together, or cutting out a new pattern or anything like that. It was a long arm project that I put on my long arm on Friday. And you may remember the quilt top that I made a while back that was birds. I cannot remember the official name of the pattern, but it came from American Quilters magazine. And I used like a Lori Holt blue background for it, and you all sent me bird fabric. Some of you sent me bird fabric to get a good variety in those blocks. Well, I put that on the long arm, and I set out on an adventure in quilt block designs. Instead of the normal edge-to-edge designs that I've been practicing on the long arm, it's designs by block. And I felt like this quilt top lent itself to that. So it's really interesting. I don't know how to explain it to you. It's actually quite a bit easier than doing the edge to edge, which I would have never thought. But you can actually put a design in a section of your block. Let's say you have 4 rectangles, and you can put that design in the 4 blocks around the edges of the block. And then in the center, you can put another design. And then in the corners, you can put another design, and so forth. So that's what I was playing with. I had never done that before, and it was just such great fun. I really enjoyed it, and I can see myself actually doing more of that. However, that's going to mean that those quilts will stay on the long arm for a much longer time. I can't see myself even getting that quilt done this week. Even if I worked on it every day, which I don't have every day to work on it. But I'll probably get a row done a week. And there is just 4 rows. So who knows? I might get going fast and, speed up or whatever. And things will go okay. But yeah, it probably will speed up because I've already chosen my designs for the sections of my blocks. So I've already made some mistakes, not like mistakes that need to be ripped out, but maybe I didn't, turn something quite the right way, or, maybe I used like a medallion thing. It was like a squarish medallion that was in the design catalog or library there in Pro Stitch Your Light. And I really probably should have rotated it in each corner, but I just put it in each corner. So, it's a busy design, so it's probably not going to show up that much that it's not quite right. But there's going to be more of that, I'm pretty sure, in the designs that I have picked out. But to the untrained eye, it's probably going to look just fine, and I'm okay with that. So it was quite fun. I really liked it. So learning more and more and more on the Pro Stitch Your Light and the Moxie XL. I learned some really fun things this time, I feel like, and some issues that I was able to work out that will help me with the edge to edge as well. So just adding more knowledge to the old noggin as far as the long arming goes. What else? I didn't do any actually just, come up here and do piecing and, start a quilt project or finish a quilt project or work on anything going on that I have going on. I didn't do that, but I did work on that jeans romper that is a commission job for me. I did some things on it, and then I had a little powwow with the owner of it, and we made some changes, and that's actually what I've been doing today, which is Sunday for me. I worked on that, but I think I'm in the right direction. We're on the same page now, what to do. And I'm going to finish that when I get off of here with you. And then I need to start on a very important project that I have to get done by Wednesday's video. So that means I'm going to be sewing probably 24 hours here in a little bit. Hold on, Blue is wanting to come in. There's Mr. Blue. He's been out barking at my neighbor's wagon. Yes, that's what he was doing because that was something that just wasn't supposed to be there. So, you know, she left her wagon out and he's got to bark at it. Because that's what Mr. Blue does, right? He's looking at the batiks on the wall. Mr. Blue's batiks. Yes. I hope you all saw Friday's video where all the batik blocks are coming in now. And I didn't go back to the P.O. box just yet, but I'll have some more to show you on Friday, hopefully. I think more of you are sending those in still. So, yeah, I'm happy about that project. I'll be getting to sew those together soon. I can't wait to get enough to sew it together. Get things moving so we can make that donation to the Humane Society. Right, Blue? Right? He's looking right at y'all. What's that noise? What is it? Okay, let's see if Blue will take a nappy poo. A cockapoo nappy poo. He doesn't want to. See him grab me? Okay, let's take a nap. Take a nap. Lay down. Lay down, buddy. All right. So, let's see if Blue takes a nap. Looks like he might. I don't know. So, yes, I have a project I need to get on today. Work on Tuesday. Film it all. And have a video for you on Wednesday. That's because, not because I need a Wednesday video. Of course I need a Wednesday video. But this is a, what do you call it? A sponsored job that I'm doing. It's with the Fabric Hut. And they sent me a pre-cut quilt kit to make up. So the cutting's done. All I have to do is read the directions and put it together. Sounds simple, right? I don't know. It might be a little difficult. I was looking at the directions. The layout. It's kind of like a strippy thing that's on an angle. I don't know. It's not hard. It's not hard, but it's the time factor that I'm worried about. I need to get it. I can't just sit and look at it and gaze at it and try to figure it out for hours on end like I do some things. I need to just jump in there and get it done. But the good news is for you is that they sent me an extra quilt kit. And I think I mentioned this last week. They sent me an extra quilt kit and there will be a giveaway on that video on Wednesday for that quilt kit. And it's like a $140 kit. So you're going to want to watch that video. That's the tutorial on how to make it. And then you'll have a chance to win that quilt kit. So that's coming up really soon. That's what I'm going to get busy on today after I get the romper details out of my head because I don't want to forget what she told me. All right, some things that I got in recently, some purchases. Oh, let's talk about purchases. I made a purchase this weekend that was quite a big purchase and unexpected. Remember when I went to my local quilt shop and took the FPP class last week? Well, they provide the sewing machine there at the quilt shop, and we sewed on their sewing machines, and I was using a Brother Pace Setter PS500, and it was a computerized machine. And no, I didn't buy one that day. I didn't buy one that day. And I didn't buy one from them. I loved the automatic thread cutter. It's a computerized machine. It's not sitting here. I'm just looking at my Jazz 2, pretending that I'm talking about it. I'll put some pictures up here, right here, of the machine. It's a computerized machine. It's got lots of stitches on it, way more than the Jazz 2. I'm not replacing the Jazz 2, but I found one on Facebook. Like several days later, this popped up. A local person has one with a trolley that she bought extra. and she had only used it 2 times, briefly, because she had bought it just as a backup for her Baby Lock Lyric machine that she has. And she thought, I should have a backup, you know, the machine goes to the shop and it stays there for weeks on end. That used to be the case. But around here, we're starting to see that, you know, it's not taking 2 weeks tops to have your machine in the shop, which is great, because we went through a time period there where there was nobody that could work on sewing machines around here. But that's a thing of the past, I guess. And she decided, you know what? I've had this out briefly 2 times in 2 years. I'm going to sell this machine. So when I was at the class, I asked the manager, you know, what do one of these machines cost? I thought maybe it was, you know, $1,500, $2,000, something like that. Well, she says, we have AQS prices right now, which is Quilt Show prices. And I'll quote you the lowest price that I can ever sell it for. And she said it would be $900. And I thought, okay, well, that's lower than I thought, but I don't think I'm going to jump into that right now. Maybe next year or some other time when they come on sale again. And a few days later, saw this one on Facebook. Practically brand new. Still smells new. No scratches on it. Nothing. It's immaculate. It's like brand new, and I got it for less than half that. And that's with the trolley. So, you know, another $65, $75 for a trolley that also is in perfect condition. There's no asphalt marks on the wheels or anything. I don't think it's ever been rolled anywhere. But yeah, I got that machine. So, like I said, it's not going to replace the Jazz 2. It's just going to be in addition to. I will probably order some of the acrylic inserts for it to use to interchange out of my table, because these ones that I have are custom made for the Jazz 2, as will the ones for the Brother machine. So I get those through Sew Steady. You just go online, put your machine model in, put your table in that you have and the measurements of the opening, and they make it for you. And it's usually at least about $100, depending. My opening is really big in here, so I don't know, it'll probably cost me $150. I'll have to wait on that. Yeah, I'll have to wait till maybe a month from now to get that. But that's okay. I can always just sit it right here, or this table also has a flat piece that you can put back in and set a machine on top of the table. So I was happy to get that. That is that's going to be very useful for foundation paper piecing, especially because, you know, you're making these tiny seams, which we make a lot of tiny seams, I know, but you know, you're constantly making all these little tiny seams, and a lot of them intersect, and you have to cut those tails each time on each end, and you know, keep those tidy so that your block goes together well. And that automatic thread cutter it's just very useful for it. And since I seem to be regularly doing FPP anymore, that's primarily what I'm going to be using it for. It does have a lot more embroidery stitches, decorative stitches, and things like that, even numbers and letters on it. So, you know, I could embroider up a quilt label with it and things like that. I think I can do that. But yeah, that's what I did. It was an interesting weekend, as I mentioned before. Interesting. Unlike the regular old weekend that I have. I hope you all too had a fruitful weekend, and you had, you know, a little time to sew. It was kind of a busy weekend family-wise for some people, but we can always carve out, you know, 30 minutes here and there to sew. Alright, so I want to show you some things that I got in the mail purchases that I made besides a sewing machine. couple weeks ago on New Stash with So Yeah, they had a line called Midnight Garden. I did not buy it from them, although I did buy one 2-yard piece of the yardage of the main print that I wanted, but I was not able to get the other pieces that I wanted. So it's kind of hit and miss with that bidding type of thing that they have. But these are 2 more fabrics that go with it. I don't have my fabric from So Yeah yet. It's still coming. But these are the 2 fabrics that go with it. The other one has this teal and this fuchsia in it, along with some other colors, a lot of white, but huge, it's a huge floral print. And I have 2 yards of each of these and 2 yards of what they're sending me. So I'll have that there to use for a pattern. And then also a few weeks ago I mentioned this on the Facebook group, that Connecting Threads was having a sale on this. And this was also something that I saw on So Yeah that I didn't get. It's called Ginkgo Gardens. And this is a layer, like a layer cake. And it has all these yummy greens and blues that I love, love, love. And I got the panel. And that's what I couldn't get on So Yeah. If I had gotten the panel, I would have just gotten the yardage from them. But it sold out before I could get one. And let's see. Let me see if I can get this right side up. Oh, by the way, this is called Ginkgo Garden by Deborah Edwards of Northcott, and it does have some metallic sheen to it. I think they call it shimmer. Yeah, it's not metallic really. It doesn't have a metallic thread. It's just got a shimmer to it. You can see that. But here it is. I just think it's so neat and so serene and tranquil. I really like it. It reminds me of something too. It kind of gives me a good memory about something. In a town that I used to work in, I walked from a parking lot about 2 or 3 blocks to where I worked, and it was a nail salon, and I had just started my nail tech career. I had gotten out of banking and gotten some education in being a nail tech, and was starting to work. And so I would see this ginkgo tree on that walk every day that I went to work. And it was just kind of mystifying in a way, because it was different than any other tree around. You know, we have lots of maples and oaks and pines and things like that, but a ginkgo tree, not very normal to see one of those. But there was one along the sidewalk there. And in the fall time, these leaves turn a bright, bright yellow. All of them, just a bright, bright yellow. And then in one single day, all the leaves fall off. It's just so unique. There's no other tree around here that does that. So I kind of have some good memories associated with that. I also got I think this is 2 yards? Yes, a 2-yard piece of the main fabric. So between the panel, the tiles they call them, or the layer cake, and this, I should be able to make whatever I want to make out of that. A panel quilt, right? So no time soon. That's just something in the future. And then to finish my order out, to be able to get free shipping, I picked up a clearance item, which was this. This is a J. Wecker Frisch panel. It's called Silks for Patchwork. That's not what it's called. It's called Sojournal. It's part of Sojournal. She has a whole bunch of different things in this line. This just happens to be a panel. And, you know, you cut these little individual squares out and do whatever you want to do with them. You can make them into a quilt. You can make them into wall hangings, whatever. You know, sometimes I use these canvases that you could get at the art store, you know, that art store. And, you know, you can just kind of attach them on there and make wall art out of them. You could frame them out. I would probably cut that dotted line. Would I? Yeah, I'd probably cut that dotted line right there. and attach a border around it of some kind, and then attach it to the canvas. You can glue it to the canvas, you can staple it to the canvas, whatever. This is a little bit older line, probably last year, but I had seen this before and kind of wanted it, so I think it was $6. So I threw that in my cart so that I could get free shipping. So I think that's all as far as purchases that I've had recently. Oh, I know one thing. Talking about the Fabric Hut, they have the best blades, and I have a link in my description box for these blades, and they pay me pretty darn good for selling these. So if you go through my link, get them there, because it helps me out, and they're good blades. I can vouch for the blades. You can get 10 for $75, and if you watch real close, you can get them half price sometimes. So I think, what did I pay? I think I may have paid like $65 or something like that. They were on some kind of discount, but I need them. I don't have a choice, and this is where I wanted to buy them from. So the Fabric Hut, they are titanium blades. These are 45 millimeter, by the way, for that price. They have the 60, but they're more. Another thing that I need to go over with you is that one of the people that were drawn for the, let me get this so you can see what I'm talking about. The other day I had a demonstration on this. It's a magnetic seam guide with a helping hand. That's what I call it. And it's nice and long too. It's about an inch and a half there that you could run your fabric along there. Really cool thing. Really good for the quilt as you go strips that you have to put between your blocks there. I have somebody who didn't respond. So I am going to do another drawing at the end of this video. So stay tuned to the end of this video. There will be a clip there about who won it. And I need for that person to email me right away at lessonslearnt2021@gmail.com so that I can ship it to you. And what else? Is there anything else I need to go over with you? I have the quilt of the week that I can go to now. It is called, I'll put a picture right here. It's pretty cool. It's called Keeping Watch. And this is 21 by 37. So it's a wall hanging. And it's by Helen Smith Stone of Duluth, Minnesota. It says here, using an Anna Vandermark pattern was fun for Helen, providing her with a space to try new techniques, including paint stick rubbing with a stencil. Paint stick. Paintstik. It's a brand name. Choosing the best fabrics and values was challenging and fun. The piped binding fabric was hand-dyed. Machine quilted by Marlene Hilt using rayon, cotton threads, free motion, and matchstick quilting. Juried into the Minnesota Quilt Show at St. Cloud, Minnesota, and the Great Wisconsin Show in Madison, Wisconsin. So the pattern is called Heron Elegance by Anna Vandermark. Heron Elegance. That's a heron. Very elegant. I love it. And those colors in the background are really set it off, doesn't it? And the flowers, those look like irises or maybe orchids. And some lovely green leaves, and the echoing on the leaf stitching is really cool. And also those medallions running down that left side there is really striking. She did some really cool stuff. And look at the tiny, I don't know if it shows up for you, on the background going horizontally, the tiny matchstick quilting there. Beautiful. I love it. It looks like it might be raw edge applique on the heron. I don't know. Either way, she's very artistic, Miss Helen Smith Stone. So that is the quilt of the week, and I wanted to show you. I journaled my stuff. Sunday is right now. I'm still working on the romper, and I'm going to work on that this evening and today with you kind of. We're all going to be sewing today, aren't we? Hey, if any of you are contemplating taking a sick day today, or we'll call it a mental health day from work, we can just sew together today. How does that sound? All right, so wish me success on getting this pre-cut quilt and video done in time for Wednesday. Look for that on Wednesday, and then we'll see you back here on Friday as usual for Finish It Friday. And till then, I wish you much success in your quilting world. All right, we'll see you later. Bye. All right, here we are at the comment picker. Here's what we're picking out for the seam guide, the magnetic seam guide. I'm going to hit start. Watch for your name to pop up. Peggy Manier 2972. Calling Peggy. Okay, Peggy, I hope you will respond. I hope you're watching. If not, we'll have to pick another one. I'm going to give you a week. All right, congratulations.